Following a day of bloodshed and protests in Linden on Tuesday, which was sparked by the killing of 2 young men at the hands of the Guyana police force, the family of the dead men are now calling for calm as they await justice. Last evening, President Irfan Ali journeyed to the Linden community where he met with families of the 2 dead men, Ronaldo Peters and Keon Fajane, known as Dan. After the meeting, the president said he assured the family that he has spoken to the leadership of the Guyana police force and the regional security system that will be conducting an impartial investigation into both incidents. He told the family members that the recommendations coming out of those investigations will be fully implemented.
As I said, I met with the families today and I assured them that this will be an independent investigation led by the RSS. In the shortest possible time, the terms of reference will be developed. They have specific questions, so they will share with us. And the investigation would be independent, and that the recommendations and findings of those investigations will be respected.
President Ali said while he understands the pain and grief of the family and respect the right of citizens to protest, those protests should not result in the destruction of public property.
And of course, we're in close contact with both families. We'll be working with both families. There are children involved, there are mothers involved, and an important part of this is to ensure that the children, the mothers, and also the parents, that we also their emotions and their pain.
Meanwhile, the mother of Keon Fajane, one of the men shot dead, has pleaded for justice for both persons. She said the president has assured her of justice, and as a result, she calls for peace within the Linden community.
And I feel for both persons that die, I need justice for both parties because it's from the one street. Now, although I grew up within the area, same as my son, and I really need justice and help for my grandchildren. And the president assured me that he's going to do it, and I take his word. I'm begging for peace in the community.
And the cousin of 21-year-old Ronaldo Peters has also issued a call for there to be calm and peace as the investigation continues into the shooting deaths.
I am the cousin of the deceased that was shot yesterday afternoon by the police, and I just want to reassure the public that we're in full engagement with His Excellency and that you guys should keep the peace in Linden here. And the President has pledged his full support for myself and my entire family, the entire family of the deceased. And justice will be served in this situation.
Ronaldo Peters was shot dead on Monday by Police Sergeant Michael Kendall. He was with a group of friends hanging out when an unmarked minibus pulled up, and Kendall, who was dressed in plain clothes, jumped out of the bus with a gun in hand and chased after the young man. The young man was shot and dragged out of the yard by the police sergeant, who dumped him in the minibus and left the scene. The police actions triggered protests in the community yesterday. It was during that protest that the other man, 32-year-old Keon Fajane, was shot dead by the police. His family said he was not part of the protests and had just arrived in Linden from Georgetown and was walking home when a police officer at the bridge protest opened fire with live rounds, striking the young man, resulting in his death. Both families are demanding justice tonight. More news coming up in just a moment.
It all starts with one. Maybe it's one look, you know the one, or one touch, even one word. It can start with one step, or one promise, one thrill, one first time, one deep breath, one leap of faith, one day to remember, or one night to forget. One moment, so many stories that make up one crazy, average, everyday, fabulous life. We get one life, just one. Make your move. It all starts with one.
Your own home is so much more than just four walls, floors, and ceilings. It's a lifetime of great memories and stories. Come talk to us and start your journey home today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Keeping up with the kids' growth spurts might mean it's time for a bigger fridge. Don't worry, at Quartz, we've got you. Save up to $50,000 on select fridges. Get a free grill or mixer with select stoves and more. Need to upgrade your home? Get smart TVs from as low as $32,999. Plus, shop today and pay later. And make your first payment in 30 days with Quartz Ready Finance. Whatever you need, we've got you. Only at Quartz, bringing value home. Offer ends April 23, 2025.
Mobil Delvac Heavy Duty Lubricants. With more than 90 years of experience and innovation, Mobil Delvac is a recognized leader in advanced heavy duty lubricants. Discover how the state-of-the-art Mobil Delvac technology can help protect and extend the life of your diesel engines. Mobil Delvac, the trusted brand for many successful businesses. Protect your fleet and keep your vehicles on the road and out of the shop. Helped by Mobil Motor Oils. Distributed by Sol Guyana Inc.
In a major announcement for the education sector this afternoon, President Irfaan Ali announced that with effect from this year, the government will cover the full cost for up to 8 subjects for students in the private and public education system writing their CSEC examinations. The announcement was made by the president as he addressed a public meeting at the Western Marara Secondary School. With a group of students lined up behind him and his political supporters to his side, President Ali said the decision forms part of his government's commitment to develop the education sector.
These are the policies that we are embracing. This is the future that we are creating. We don't need an event for us to invest in the people and their future. We are not a seasonal presence in your lives. Think about it and be fair.
The president said the People's Progressive Party civic administration could be relied on to represent the interests of citizens across sectors. The government has been investing heavily on the education sector, with billions of dollars going towards new and improved facilities across the country. Attorney General Nandlall says he is not surprised that the Guyana Elections Commission has opted not to renew the contract for its legal counsel Kurt De Silva. The chairman of the Elections Commission, retired Justice Claudette Singh, sided with the government-nominated commissioners at GECOM yesterday to not renew De Silva's contract, citing his recent submissions to the court in the voter verification case. On his weekly Issues in the News program last evening, the Attorney General said De Silva was the architect of his own design. In further explaining that position, the Attorney General said Mr. De Silva's submission to the court was in total conflict with the instructions of the Commission and could have caused public damage to the country, as well as put the country in a constitutional crisis.
We have to be very thankful that we had a mature court. And we had a court that understood the legal issues, a court that had ruled on these matters before. Or else, he would have put the entire election and electoral process in a tailspin. And I tried several times during the hearing to guide the young man.
Attorney Kurt De Silva told the court in his submissions that while voter verification may not be required for general elections, it would be required for regional elections to ensure voters reside in the regions that they are registered to vote and elect their regional representatives. He challenged many of the arguments put forward by the Attorney General Nandlall during that court case. The Attorney General is now attacking the former GECOM counsel for his submissions to the court and has declared that he should have written a book if he wanted to make his opinions known.
This young man is the architect of his own design. I have no problem if lawyers want to have a novel position. You can do that, but get your client's permission. Don't represent public authorities and constitutional bodies, because these bodies and these authorities can affect the public interest and the public good and the future of this country.
Nandlall said Mr. De Silva, by his arguments, was effectively playing with the country's future.
In fact, because of this lawyer's position, the case had to be recalled for additional arguments. The chief elections officer issued a public statement repudiating this lawyer's submission to the court. And when the case was called again on the next occasion, the lawyer stood up and continued to argue a position in defiance of the position of his client. In fact, he became even more rabid than he was before.
The case brought by the People's National Congress Reform calling for voter verification was dismissed by the acting Chief Justice, who also said she has taken note of the arguments put forward by the GECOM Council and thanks him for doing his duty in highlighting the conflicting laws to the court as an officer of the court. The Working People's Alliance today expressed outrage over the extrajudicial killings of two Lindeners within a 24-hour period, with its co-leader Dr. David Hines calling for the investigations to be done by a reputable international human rights body and not the regional security system. The police shot and killed 21-year-old Ronaldo Peters on Monday during an attempt to apprehend him. He was unarmed. A fiery protest erupted in Linden on Tuesday, and it was during that protest that the police fatally shot another Lindener, Keon Fudgenet. President Irvin Ali, who late last night met with the grieving families, assured them that a full investigation will be conducted with the support of the regional security system. But Dr. Hines, during a press conference today, said the WPA has no confidence in the police investigative mechanism nor the RSS. He suggested that an approach should be made to the United Nations Human Rights Council to recommend a competent agency. He also said it is more than a police issue, it is a human rights issue, accusing the state of once again turning its guns on its poorest and most defenseless citizens. The WPA questioned, when will the willful bloodletting stop? Laying the blame at the feet of the government, Dr. Hines said while the two policemen pulled the triggers that led to the death of Peters and Fudgenet, the intellectual authors are the collective government, which he said has presided over a great number of state murders. And describing the deaths as willful murders, Dr. Hines said the men were killed in full view of the public. He said while the WPA supports the protest that took place in Linden, it also regrets the injuries to the police ranks during the confrontation. He said while the WPA does not condone violence from any quarter or any kind, in the face of official violence, it cannot encourage cowardice. In 2012, police shot and killed 3 unarmed Lindeners during a protest at the Mackenzie-Wismar Bridge. A number of other extrajudicial killings have been recorded since then.
Your own home is so much more than just 4 walls, floors, and ceilings. It's a lifetime of great memories and stories. Come talk to us and start your journey home today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Need small appliance for your kitchen? Giftland have it. Need fridge or stove? Giftland have it. Speakers or laptop? Giftland have it. I'm telling you, Giftland have everything. And don't get me started on TVs. 58 inch, 65 inch, 70 inch, 75 inch. All sizes in leading brands. Best thing about it, they give a warranty. Man, Giftland is the place for all your electronics purchases.
Washi. Hi people. Washing made so easy since I found Washi. Washing me use wash me clothes and I can say Washi soap powder wash clothes so nice. Washi soap powder leave your clothes color bright. Washi soap powder leave me clothes smelling nice, of course. So give thanks to Washi soap powder for doing my laundry right. Keep my clothes color bright. Have my clothes smelling nice for sure. I could not ask for more. Comes in lemon and original. It is a washing machine in a pack. Washi soap powder wash clothes so nice. Washi soap powder leave your clothes color bright. Washi soap powder have my clothes smelling nice, of course.
Distributors located in the Stabrook Market.
Buster presenting the new 500 milliliter. Wow. Buster flavorful. Make every meal better. Grab a Buster for drink, Buster move. Taste this. 500 ml, that's it. Buster for days, that's cool. Buster 500 milliliter is a brand new choice of my drink with my food. Vibing every munch, that's smooth. Introducing the new Buster 500 milliliter. Grab a bottle with your lunch today.
Local companies have benefited from more than $1.5 billion in contracts and procurement deals since the passage of the Local Content Act in 2021. That's according to the President. Delivering the keynote address at the Local Content Summit at the Guyana Marriott Hotel on Tuesday, President Irfan Ali pointed out that by the end of 2024, more than 1,100 companies were added to the Local Content Register. He said while more and more Guyanese businesses are evolving, significant partnerships are being developed with international companies in keeping with the established laws and regulations under the Local Content Act.
So we're going to be looking at how we can incentivize regulations to further support local businesses, to further empower local business, to further engineer the building of partnership in new areas.
With major focus on financial literacy, the government also intends to overhaul the country's financial system. According to the President, there is need for a modernized financial system that meets the needs of the people of Guyana, and one that would deploy capital to support innovation and evolving industries.
Because if you have to mold capital into the particular sector, you have to create the enabling environment for the risk around that capital to be reduced. So in modernizing the financial system, incentivizing the financial system is an important part of doing that. And we have capacity.
President Ali also spoke of in-country value creation by redirecting spending and investment into the local economy, and his plans to create a development fund with focus on small and medium-scale enterprises, and one that would prioritize different sectors and unlock opportunities. Organizer of the Local Content Summit, Abigail Long Watson, said the summit provides an opportunity for Guyanese to connect and gain insight into the opportunities available in the country's booming oil and gas sector and other evolving and related industries.
You know, in 2025, there is perhaps no greater strength than being a Guyanese-owned business. We are the heartbeat of this nation's growth story, and this summit is designed to give us the tools, the knowledge, and a network to thrive.
The summit was organized by MBW Incorporated in partnership with Prestige Management Consultants. 30-year-old Ministry of Culture employee Marissa Beat was shot dead by her estranged ex-boyfriend, Gali Khan, last evening at her West Amarara home. Khan is currently hospitalized, nursing a self-inflicted gunshot wound. The two reportedly shared a relationship for just over 2 years, but it ended recently over a misunderstanding. The dead woman's mother told police investigators that she was at home with her daughter last evening when Khan showed up at their home. The mother said she warned the daughter not to open the door, but she insisted that the man just wanted to talk. The mother said she went to the back of the house moments after the daughter's 47-year-old ex-boyfriend entered the house. She said moments after she left them to themselves, she heard loud explosions. The mother said she rushed to the front of the house, where she was confronted with her daughter's bleeding body slouched on the ground, and the man standing over her with a gun in hand. The daughter was bleeding from the head. The 62-year-old woman, Jennifer Vaughn, said she rushed and held on to the suspect, who fired another shot before pushing her to the ground. He then turned the gun on himself and fired a shot to his head, but he survived. Persons in the area along with the mother rushed the bleeding young woman to the Western Marara Hospital as the police were summoned. The police arrested the injured Gali Khan and took him to the same hospital. At the hospital, the woman was pronounced dead. The police said she suffered a gunshot wound to the head just over her right eye. The injured Gali Khan was transferred to the Georgetown Hospital, where he reportedly underwent surgery last evening. Police investigators recovered the man's gun with 3 live rounds at the murder scene, and he remains on the police guard at the hospital. Gali Khan was deported from the U.S. last year after serving 4 years on a drug trafficking conviction. He flew out from Guyana and surrendered to U.S. law enforcement in 2020 on an outstanding drug trafficking and fugitive warrant, after hiding out in Guyana for several years. In Guyana, he owned and operated the Integrated Security Services. He resuscitated the security service on a smaller scale last year after being deported from the U.S. 2 armed bandits were shot dead last night by a security guard during a robbery at a Chinese supermarket on Hatfield Street, while 2 of their accomplices managed to escape. The 2 who were shot dead have been identified as 15-year-old Tyrese Adams and 22-year-old Erwin Garraway. Both lived in the East Rhineville area. A police report said a Glock 17 pistol with 8 matching rounds was found next to the body of one of the dead bandits. The police reported the incident stated that at around 7:30 p.m. on Tuesday, 2 armed masked suspects entered the supermarket, both dressed in dark-colored clothing with their ski mask. The 2 attacked the owner of the supermarket and the cashier as a cleaner bolted from the building. While demanding money and emptying the 2 cash registers, the armed security guard emerged from the rear of the supermarket, opening fire on the 2 suspects and catching them off guard. One of the suspects fell to the ground inside the supermarket, while the other ran out of the supermarket and fell onto the roadway about 15 feet west of the supermarket. The other 2 suspects, who appeared to have been keeping watch on the outside, were spotted running from the scene once they heard the gunfire. They managed to escape. 2 motorcycles with their engines still running were observed outside of the supermarket. One bears a registration number CP623, while the other one had no registration plates. Both suspects were pronounced dead on the scene. The body of the 22-year-old bore gunshot wounds to his right and left side chest, his hands, nose, and right shoulder, while the body of the 15-year-old sustained gunshot wounds to the upper right shoulder, the abdomen, one to his lower back, and his left hip. The police said CCTV video recordings of the incident were retrieved as the investigations continue and searches are being done for the other 2 suspects.
Yeah, you already know it's your truly Nanny Katoy, the queen of zest.
If you take people, man, clap your hand, boy. If you take people, man, clap your hand.
Wait, Bobby?
Hi, Granny.
You know the Nelly song?
How you mean? Plus, she coming for a creek explosion Sunday, April 20th.
Creek explosion? Which creek? And is who bringing she?
The creek by Splash Main, Aziza Akusa, and his Team Extra bringing she.
Team Extra? Let me call Freddie.
Hello, Granny.
Hi, bye.
What going on?
You bringing Nelly Katoy and you didn't even put me on the show? Like you said, Kunumunu or what?
Don't say fat, you're booking you now.
Galang, Granny.
Let me see the flyer. Female dancing competition over 160,000 given away, plus male dance off for 1 motorbike.
Music by Bobby Kush, DJ Magnum, DJ Garwin, David Hype, and Papa Feelings.
I giddy up and get your early bird tickets for $2,000 at Team Extra Stabrook Market, Just Your Size Boutique, White Castle Fish Shop, and Fireside Sweets. Brick Explosion, compliments of Fireside and Team Extra.
It all starts with one. Maybe it's one look, you know the one, or one touch, even one word. I can start with one step, or one promise, one thrill, One first time, one deep breath, one leap of faith. One day to remember, or one night to forget. One moment, so many stories that make up one crazy, average, everyday, fabulous life. We get one life, just one. Make your move. It all starts with one.
Guyana's economy is rapidly transforming, and we're all part of it. Guyoil is at the forefront of this development by providing reliable and efficient energy and supporting community development from the very core. 100% of Guyoil's profit goes back to building schools, roads, and other important infrastructure that connects our cities and towns, providing fuel to domestic, marine, industrial, and aerial transportation. Guyoil has now repositioned itself as market leader in the petroleum industry, building a better future for all of us.
With your regional and international news tonight, I am Swatlana Marshall. In the region, the humanitarian situation in Haiti is dramatically worsening, aid group Save the Children said, with underfunded security forces increasingly overwhelmed by powerful gangs and the capital, Port-au-Prince, on the brink of collapse, the BBC reports. In the first 3 months of this year, more than 78,500 people were displaced, more than double that of the same period a year ago, according to Save the Children. Children in Haiti are trapped in a nightmare, the organization said in a statement on Tuesday. Armed groups are tightening their grip over routes out of the capital and control nearly all neighborhoods in the city. Leslie Voltaire, who held the rotating presidency of Haiti's 9-member Transitional Presidential Council from October to March, is in Honduras for a Community of Latin American and Caribbean States CELAC summit, in which Haiti will try to shore up regional support for its security efforts. The Transitional Council has lost popular backing in recent months as armed groups have extended their reach. The St. Kitts Nevis government says it has revoked the citizenship of 13 people and their dependents as part of the decisive actions taken to preserve the Citizenship by Investment (CBI) program, through which foreign investors are granted citizenship of the Twin Island Federation in return for making a significant contribution to the socio-economic development of the country. The CBI program, which is also being undertaken by the governments in St. Lucia, Antigua and Barbuda, Grenada, and Dominica, has come under scrutiny by the United States and the European governments, with some claiming it provides an opportunity for shady characters to obtain foreign passports. In a statement, the government said that together with the Citizenship by Investment Unit, decisive actions have to be taken to preserve the integrity and international reputation of the CBI program. It said following a comprehensive investigation by the Ministry of National Security, Immigration and Citizenship, the government has issued the St. Christopher and Nevis Citizenship Deprivation of Citizenship Order 2025, resulting in the revocation of citizenship from 13 individuals and their dependents who were found to have failed to pay the statutory minimum investment required under the CBI program, despite having indicated otherwise in their applications. And finally tonight, international news. China and the European Union announced trade barriers on U.S. goods on Wednesday in response to steep duties imposed by U.S. President Donald Trump, escalating a global trade war that has hammered markets and raised the likelihood of recession, according to Reuters. China announced a tariff hike on U.S. imports to 84% from 34%, shortly after Trump's punitive 104% tariffs on Chinese imports kicked in on Wednesday, as a standoff between the world's two largest economies showed no signs of resolution. The EU said it would impose 25% tariffs on a range of U.S. imports in a first rung of countermeasures. The 27-member bloc faces U.S. tariffs of 20% on most products and higher duties on autos and steel. Countermeasures in Canada, a close U.S. ally and major trading partner, also took effect on Wednesday. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Svetlana Marshall, wishing you a pleasant evening.